Hi, Leo. I love you, honey. If you got a personal, check your inbox. Let's see. Your person's T, thoughts, emotions, and actions. We're going to pull tarot first, and then we're going to pull oracle, and we're going to clarify with more tarot. Let's see, Leo. Holy angels, Holy spirits. Choose the divine above. Angels and ancestor gods. What can Leo know? What's the overall energy? 4 wands. The death card. Look at that. Twin flame transition or transition in comfort. Comfort and offering. The ace of wands coming together. 2 wands. The only path of interest they want. A path of interest turn into one. What's on their thoughts? 3 cups. Taurus energy there. So that 3 cups is a group coming together. They know that you were put in competition. They know that you were put in the argument. You didn't put yourself there. Let's see it. Here comes the argument. It's in emotions. 5 swords, 7 swords, 4 swords, 4 pentacle. Action that they're going to plan taking. This could have happened up to 4 years ago. Or the outcome's going to come out here. The action they plan taking. You have the world, 10 cups, ace of swords. Interesting. The ending's going to surprise you because they're going to tell the truth about the emotional confusion after they get a little bit of divine aid and be able to see it clearly for what it's supposed to be. So they know right now they've missed a couple things. Let's see what this is. Tea leaf. What is in the overall energy? Is this a twin flame transition? The valley. Deep personal strength and peace that assures success. To the mountain. Yeah, it's a challenge. Major challenges to overcome. Twin flame connection. It's not just one comfortable spot. It's got to be comfortable for both. So let's clarify their thoughts to see where that comes out. So in their thoughts, they're coming together because of a new moon. A new cycle. The masculine here, following through King of Pentacles energy, Taurus, 5 wands. 5 wands is a jealous circle. Or interested in just too much. The mice, causing a discord among friends or family. Discord of the key. That's a discording from success. Or having a successful outcome to your problems. Well, what's that got to do with Leo? Could be a whole circle that's jealous of you. It's a competition, arguments. They know that you were brought into the argument. You didn't bring yourself there. So it's what they're thinking. It's a plan and preparation. Look, 5 wands. They're turning their back on the 5 wands. Shockingly, ending the cycle. It's an intuitive tower. And it's going to be successful. They've awakened. That's a spiritual awakening. Well, let's break down that 5 wands. We're going to break down all 5 of them. I don't know how you do it, but let's dig in here. So if they're interested in 5 different things, they got their hand on 1. They got their back turned on a nut, turned on 2 more. Let's do the one they got their hand on. What's the one they got their hand on? They're turning their back on anything they're no longer interested in, to have a foresight. Watching those ships sailing out there. Eight Swords in the Sun. It's confused about spiritual enlightenment. This is the intuitive tower moment. They don't know what they're going to. The Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands. This karmic could have cheated on them. Five times. Who's the Queen of Swords when it comes to Leo's person? Strength card, Leo energy. 7 Cups. Emperor in reverse. Confused emotionally about Leo, the Emperor and 5 Swords. They were actually challenging the masculine's mentality. The Fool. King of Swords and the Fool. So that's why they had to matchmake the Queen of Swords and strategically think of how they're going to get out of it. But it's a preparation to turn their back on that 5 Wands. They just now found out what the 5 Wands was when it comes to you. So let's clarify it a little deeper. What is on their thoughts when it comes to Leo? We don't care about the 5 Wands right here in this pool. Where is Leo with this person in thought? 6 Swords. That's Divinely Guided card. Look, they've been told to come forward to the Queen of Wands, feminine fire sign. They're coming towards the Queen of Wands. Or this is an Aries leaving it all behind where they can hear their self think. Where's the masculine to this Queen of Wands? He's on the wheel. His destiny's being blocked or held back. To clarify, the Strength card in the world. 7 Cups. He's on the wheel. You know, when you get that sun, say for wherever you are, elevator, bus, wherever, your next stop comes up, so you'll know when to be ready to get off. And it's like this person in a spiritual realm, like they're taking a ride through the heavens up there, and there's like, next stop, Queen of Wands, and they're like, oh, that's my stop. And so they get to the door, and they don't stop. Now they gotta go a whole nother circle. Why didn't the door open for this person? Why didn't the door open for this person? A wish fulfillment. It's a spiritual ultimatum. To get that new person. 1 1. 1 1. Not 5, not 8. Without emotions. Need to make a smart decision without emotion. 1 1. 1 interest. Where is this person in thought when it comes to Leo? 3 Wands. It's a plan and preparation. Look, they plan to come back together and level the sun. Look at that. The level of spiritual enlightenment. This is someone that's not going to be able to be blackmailed. 6 Pentacles is an equal give and take. Equal in enlightenment. That's hard to find, Leo. It's hard to find. Knight of Wands. Let's see what that is. Sagittarius energy. The King of Pentacles. When they followed through, when this King of Pentacles happened with this 5 Wands, they wasn't really to settle down. They just did it. They just did it to say they did it in this life. They don't even know why they did it. They brought a circle in of jealousy when it comes to you. Well, in their emotions, look at all these swords. Every wand, all of these wands turn to swords. You have 5 swords, which is conflict and drama, fights, jealousy. 7 swords, deception. 4 swords, truth being hidden. And then the 4 pentacles. It's a hoe. Scaredy mindset. Why all the swords in their emotions? Conflict and drama. Because the truth is hidden about the deception on hold. There it is. There's a big old elephant in the room. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser in the end. You are highly thought of. You have the throne next, position of authority. That's where you sit in their emotions. Why is all the swords here? They're being tested. You know, because this tower is going to come from the higher self, the intuition. 10 swords is the minor arcana for the tower. There's 4, 5, that's 9. You got 16 swords right here. It's almost 2 towers. Where's all the swords here? Because of the elephant. And what is the elephant in the room there? Well, 5 wands, 3 wands. There's your 8 wands. Block communication. They ain't saying a word. A magician. They know they'll manifest the tower themselves. Because this is a twin flame connection you're messing with. Not the earthly one. Manifested twin, shockingly. Well, bringing your dreams into reality, manifesting comfort, manifesting when they're comfortable with the tower. What are they manifesting and how they're going to be comfortable with the tower? They got 2 towers coming. King of Cups in reverse, also not loving himself, feels left out in the cold, not enough. Well, if you feel that way, you probably will be. If this was a feminine here, where is her emotions with the masculine, with the big elephant in the room? There's your 4 swords in reverse. Let the truth out. Unblocked. She says, unblock my communication. And then end the cycle with the devil. And acknowledge that the tower, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom, is only caused by your own mind. Wow, what a message. Masculine. Well, you got the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. He's talking to the Queen of Swords. The Hangman. And the Emperor. Well, what's the different perspective? He needs to not answer the call. He needs to hang up on the call. He needs to hang the call up. That's why he's not talking to the feminine, because he's talking to the Queen of Swords. This masculine trying to find peace and contentment in the 3 of Cups. Coming together, unemotionally fulfilled, intuitively. He feels sorry for himself because where he is in the spiritual realm. So he is connecting with people that vibes a little lower than him to make him feel better about himself. Well, what's happening right now with the Queen of Swords? 8 wands, quick communication. He could be receiving some messages about the Queen of Swords. If he is, what would those messages be? The initiation of the challenge of where you stand. Right there it is. She is the 5 wands. 5 Pentacles, low vibing, Queen of Pentacles. She's an ex. 10 Cups. This Queen of Swords actually asked the masculine to marry her. And that's where all the confusion's coming from, and that is literally why the 4 of Pentacles is here. So they're holding back without clarity of the deception of the challenge. And there's that Five Swords in reverse and the Queen of Wands. They know that the feminine fire sign is not that kind of person. You busted this person without even being there. What was Leo's person saying to the Queen of Swords? Five Cups in reverse. Emotional recovery. Six Pentacles in reverse. A one-sided situation. Clarifying where their emotions was. They told them they know. And now they want that change. They're ready for a turning point on the Four of Pentacles. They're going to start turning the wheel again. Yeah, they've held back for quite some time. But they're actually telling the Queen of Swords exactly what they're going to do next. They want her to know. They want the test to come into them so they can pass them before they get to you. So what is this Queen of Swords saying back to them? It's heartbroken. There is the Three Swords on the wall like a trophy. It's heartbroken. It's over. Four Swords, the world. Three Swords, the world. And what's breaking her heart most is the Strength card and the Fool. Free to go with Leo. Taking a risk with Leo. You know, when you get the Fool and the Strength card, that's free to do almost any freaking thing you want to do, where you want to do it at, with who you want to do it with, and why you want to do it, and how long you want to do it. And that's what's stressing the deception out. There's your 16 swords all in 2 cards. Stressful for them. So you have your person has a lot of love for you, but the people that's external of them, it's almost like they don't want them to love you. They don't want them to have no emotions for you. Let's ask out of this bundle, why don't this 5 Wands want Leo's person to find love? 6 Swords. They're stressed. They're leaving. Yeah, they're leaving. You got the 6 Swords, Queen of Wands. Because once you're spiritually enlightened by the divine himself, you cannot turn the light off. 4 of Cups. This offer was confusing because it was a blessing from the divine. It was meant to bring confusion to get somebody out of the hole. What is Leo's person going to have to do towards the Queen of Swords to... they're going to have to ignore it. You got the 3 Cups, Ace of Cups there. This is the challenge of a get-together. It's a spiritual challenge. A wish fulfillment to block it. So your person needs to manifest that this energy is blocked from their energy from even coming in because they don't want to meet with this person. This person knows where they are now. And there's the Queen of Wands, feminine fire sign, or an Aries. 7 Cups. You're the only thing on their mind. Daydreaming, night thinking, seeing the bigger picture. You're the only thing they can think of. Is this person telling the Queen of Swords, sparking the interest of judgment on the contract because of all the challenges? So that 2 Pentacles earlier, your person's returning to sender a gift that they didn't ask for. Because they miss you. They want to leave behind all the confusion and make the final and firm decision to level with you. Equal give and take, get what you give, reaping what you sow. They could also be telling to the family of the Queen of Swords, hey, I'm sorry, but they know the Queen of Swords here, whoever this is going to tell family. Because they've been arguing about the offer. They've been focusing on the offer. And that's where all the bad energy is coming from. Well, now, the action they're going to plan taking is the world. This world is here twice with the wanting moon. This wanting moon comes with a reevaluation, a new perspective, reevaluating the plans within 3 to 4 weeks. Family, 10 Cups, Ace of Swords. Reevaluating the plans on telling family the truth. The only way to end the cycle is to tell family the truth. Let's ask what cycle. Well, this cycle's coming with the Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person, in January. What's in January? Clarifying the family that you were evaluating the plans after ending the cycle. The flute. A disappointment and a friend that they're telling them, this family, that they're disappointed in a lover because of the bat taking care of an enemy, working against them. Best lessons you learn are the ones you learn on your own. And they've realized that since November. Interesting. And what they realized is the Queen of Wands is their judgment. Their breaker 19 calling on the Divine Father. Can you hear me? What is the final and firm decision? Wanting to come together. You got the Queen of Wands, 2 cups. Peacefully. Stressing. Let's see. Worried Leo. Let's see. Who's the worrying? Got the contract. Unemotionally fulfilled. The Queen of Cups. So who is the Queen of Cups to this person? She's the one that's challenging the investments on a different path of interest. The reflection of recognizing the lover for the King of Wands twin. She knows that this is the one for the masculine. Well, yeah, 5 swords. That's why they all mad. There's more than one mad. So January, at least one of you is going to have some big changes in a twin flame connection. I mean, this is finding peace and contentment and coming together in judgment with the Queen of Wands. There's the 4 Pentacles. That's why it's been on hold. They're transitioning. It's took them about 4 years. You know, these don't happen overnight. Some people it takes 10. But the Death card is here. That deep emotional immense transformation. I'm asking what they think about the Queen of Wands. You have the Death card, 4 Wands. Death card, 4 Wands. This reading just clarified itself. You have to both be independently comfort with the transition on hold. And now that's what the masculine is strategically recognizing right now in public. Oh my goodness. What is he recognizing in public? What is this masculine going to recognize in public? The truth. There's your Ace of Swords. 7 Swords. He's going to see clearly on what all the deception has been about. What all the interferences is. Look, Queen of Wands. And the offer of the Queen of Wands. He knows there's a lot of discrepancy. Queen of Pentacles, the X's. Unemotionally fulfilled. It's the X's that's not good emotionally. It's the X's that are vibing low emotionally. This masculine is figuring out it's not him. Can we know where the feminine is here? I mean, you got the Queen of Wands out of all 3 Rider-Waite bundles here. Where the masculine is weighing heavy on this spiritual reflection. It's a pressure point. The divine is pushing, putting pressure on this reflection to be able to shadow work, to see it for what it is, the star. The divine is going to push these glasses right up on the masculine. Here's the Empress. Go to the Empress. That's your star. My goodness. So what does the Queen of Swords think about the feminine? Well, she has successfully recognized that it's at a dead end. This Queen of Cups. She's struggling with karmic contracts independently. And there's where that 5 of Wands come in. There's the conflict and drama, competition, strife, and jealousy. So the karmic is actually realizing that there's nothing else they can do. And right here's the return to center. It went back to the Queen of Cups. Because it's a one-sided situation. There is no emotional recovery. manifesting a tower. Your person's actually manifesting something to quickly happen. Where does that leave Leo? Here. Page of Wands. They're going to spark the interest. Look at that. In love. Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. 10 Wands. It's weighing heavy. Your friendship, the way you treated this person, the way you respected this person, you know, humanity style, they loved it. What they love most. The masculine is going to leave transitioned on a level to equal. He's going to be able to equal out, because being unemotionally fulfilled, it actually allowed him to reflect, to shadow work. And during that shadow work, once his emotions are controlled, he's leaving and going to the feminine. Because he's going to block out all of the back noise, all of the confusion, not allowing any confusion in anymore. He knows what he wants and he's going to go get it. He's not going to care what anybody else says. Especially the exes, or even a mother or a mother-in-law. And since this reading just transitioned itself again, the Death card in that Four of Wands, this is a twin flame transition. What's in the valley? Valley in the hills. I mean, I don't know what else you want. What a way to get together with yourself. An obstacle to overcome through the Tower. The lightning bolt, controlling anger, or you will be sorry through the wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Twin flame transition. As long as both of the twin flame people are doing exactly what they need to be doing, then whatever's coming in between, the divine's going to take it up anyway. The divine is not going to allow it to come all the way in. Twin flame transition. Here you go. This is going to be the acknowledgement. Working together. Look at that. On a level. That's 9 Pentacles. Independent levels. Working together independently. Standing together. Being able to take a stand together. From the start, because you know. Where's the masculine? Acknowledging the 6 of Pentacles. Yep. Here's where all the confusion come in. That's a mental imprisonment, trying to release it, trying to not be confused about it. Wasn't ready to settle down. What's in the Knight of Wands before I say anything? It's 5 Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. That's having sex with low-vibing women. Cancer energy. Tower. A shocking revelation of temperance. Trying to temper the peace with the Tower. The Empress. And the 5 Swords in reverse. Trusted a woman that didn't trust herself and didn't give the feminine the time of day. He wasn't ready. He wasn't mature enough. Where is the feminine? Here's your 10 Cups. She could be watching the masculine with family. The Fool. And the Page of Pentacles. Releasing the heartbreak of deception. She knows that family is interfering. She's watching. She knows it's the Queen of Pentacles that's heartbroken. Look at that. She is divinely protected, divinely connected to the masculine. What's the third card over? The Devil. This is temptation, bringing in emotional regret. The feminine knows that the masculine's going to regret it later. Four Wands in the Death card. A complete renewal. Being comfortable with a complete renewal. Four Wands is being together with someone that you don't have children with. Being comfortable and change. Feminine. 3 Cups. King of Swords. She wants to celebrate. She wants to celebrate him waking up. But it's a change and a turning point in the argument. Here's the devil, karmic contract. What's the only thing that's going to change it is for him to tell the devil. That's what the feminine says. Where's the masculine? Oh, he's talking to his higher self. Look at this. He's reconsidering the intuitive boundaries, spiritual boundaries. Because that tower, it's a hidden tower. Boom, shakalaka, boom, boom, on all of this confusion that he didn't see. He's trying to block the confusion out, and the only thing it's doing, it's abundifying the pressure. That's 10 swords and the tower. This is the minor arcana and the tower itself. The only thing that's putting pressure on the tower is that he hasn't told anybody about what he's found out. He's waiting for the right time. Yep, the divine. That's divine timing. Manifesting. The twins, again, comfortable manifesting. Seeing it for what it is. The Queen of Swords, 10 Wands. There's where the pressure's coming from. The 5 Swords, conflict, drama, competition, strife, and jealousy. She's challenging 10 Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. That's sexting, causing confusion and abundance. That's why they want you to hang up. What is this Queen of Swords really carrying in the 10 Wands? King of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. She wants to be maybe committed. You have the High Priestess and the 6 Cups. It's actually pushing him to his intuitive soulmate a little faster. It's like she's trying to force him to marry. Yeah, it's going to master him getting to his Empress. He's going to focus more on his feminine. Because of this reflection on a friend. Soul searching on a friend. Shadow working on a friend from the start. When that 10 Wands started putting pressure, that's the 3 Cups. Finding peace and contentment with the third party. Right here it is. The enlightenment of confusion. So this masculine, this King of Wands or Leo is about to tell the karmic, hey, I've been enlightened, opening up to all the confusion, but now at a dead end. Magician. Manifestations not being able to go through, now reconsidering where they have sparked the emotions in the offer of where the abundance is justified. So it's got to be a spiritually balanced abundance. Don't ever correct on earth. It needs to be corrected in heaven. They're telling the karmic they're going to find a justified soulmate. And that's what they're planning and preparing for. It broke the heart of the people that's trying to interfere. Here you got the Queen of Cups. Successfully recognizing that Ace of Cups, that this intuitive love, that the masculine is looking for, oh, look at this, that the masculine is looking for is his wish fulfillment that she's stressing about. The more she knows, the more she stresses, the more it's pushing him to go. That is the spiritual pressure. Just keep turning and turning and turning. Because you got 9 swords and 9 cups. Every cup of love she's ever given this masculine has a sword. Because what's the 5 pentacles for the karmic? It's a low vibing plan in preparation of an offer. When it comes to Leo, strength card, ace of when it comes to a Leo's energy. We don't meow here, we roar. Where's the masculine in the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Cups? Planning and preparing for the offer. That's setting the Queen of Cups straight on what? The winter solstice, validating feelings on a spark of interest somewhere else. The Hangman. The Fool. They're getting a different perspective on a new beginning. They're leaving it And there's the Leo energy, the Page of Swords. They're looking for you. They're telling the Queen of Cups they're looking for you. Wow. Where is the feminine? A fresh start. Here's the Page of Swords, a fresh start, looking for a fresh start with the Page of Pentacles. And here you go, the Emperor. She knows in divine timing that the divine will bring her masculine back. The Ace of Wands and the Sun, because the energy she carries reflects from every angle. She knows that he can see her from a mile away. An energy rush of being spiritually enlightened. Once he's spiritually enlightened, she knows that he's going to show up on her doorstep. I love you guys.